What's up, my little chicken nuggets? I think I'm gonna call you guys my chicken nuggets. I think that's just gonna be in the cards for me. So if you like it, give this video a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give this video a thumbs up. Okay, so we are going to do a video over my labor and delivery because one, I want to remember this forever, and I have a very bad memory, and I realize that as I'm trying to tell old stories. Two, it's a pretty interesting story. So let's begin. So the night before my labor day, so like I think it was November 17th, because Ace was born November 19th. So November 17th, that night, I went to bed, and right before I went to bed, I did my usual pregnancy yoga, which I definitely recommend if you're pregnant, because I think it really helped me. So I did that, I got in bed, I went to sleep, and like always, because that's who I am, I don't go to sleep till like 1 a.m. or like 3 a.m. or like 5 a.m. So I probably went to bed at like 1, and I slept till literally like 11 the next day. And I remember waking up, and I was like, I peed the bed. And I was like, it's just a minor peeing situation. You know, when you're pregnant that far along, you don't know what's going on. So you just embrace everything. So I was like, I peed the bed, I guess I gotta wash the sheets, whatever. So I get up and I just start leaking everywhere. TMI, but I'm just gonna be real. So yeah, I'm leaking everywhere, and I'm like, okay, this is my water, and I think it broke. And so I go to the bathroom, and most people would probably head to the hospital. Not me. I started curling my hair, doing my makeup. I got in the shower. I call my sister. I'm like, Bailey, my water broke. You need to come home because I need help shaving. That's just the truth. I'm trying to look A1 for this delivery because I don't want my baby to think I'm ugly. And also pictures and stuff like that. So whatever, I wanted to be pretty. Get over it. So, I'm calling my mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm in labor, or I'm whatever, and my water broke. I still don't even know, when your water breaks, if that means you're automatically in labor. I don't know. So my mom comes home, and my first priority is I always saw these videos of these women being like, the worst part about labor is you're so hungry. And I was like, I'm not that girl. I need to eat. So I got me some Brahms, and before I went to the hospital, I was munching and bunching on some Brahms, and thank goodness, because I didn't have the longest labor and delivery or whatever, but it was not short. So we go to the hospital, which is literally 2 minutes away from my house. So that's one reason why I wasn't that worried. And we get in there, me and Denver, my daughter's dad, and my fiance, we check in, and I have doctor anxiety. So when we walk in there, the second a doctor speaks to me, I just start almost crying and shaking. I was so nervous. I hate needles. I hate pain. I hate doctors. I just hate everything having to do with that. So I was so nervous. So we go back to the room. They check me. The worst thing ever. That's the hardest part about labor, I feel like. They check me, and they're like, okay, yeah, you are, your water broke. And I was like, yeah, duh. I've been leaking all day. So I get in my gown. It was so cute, such a cute gown. Everybody loves a gown with their butt hanging out. And then, they get me hooked up to the IV thing, and it freaking hurt. That was really painful. I hate needles. And then they also, the worst part about the whole thing was they would check you, to see, your cervix. I don't even know what they're checking, honestly. It's kind of creepy. And it was really the worst thing ever. And my lady, when they check you, they, my lady had the biggest hands ever. So I'm like, why? Why me? I'm not kidding. There were probably, 2 of my hands. So every time she'd come in, she was really nice, but I would just look at her I want to kill you. But she was really sweet other than that. So we carried on with the whole, waiting out, and I wasn't feeling any pain, literally no pain. I was I think I was at a 2, which means, like, I guess you get up to a 10. So I was at a 2, and I was like, this doesn't even hurt. Like, I'm not feeling anything. Like, my stomach would tighten, but that was it, and my back would hurt a little. But other than that, I was fine. So I was like, I must have a really high pain tolerance. And then the doctors came in about a couple hours later, and they were like, hey, we're gonna have to give you a C-section if you can't, if you don't speed this process up. So they gave me Pitocin, and that wasn't working. I think I got up to like a 4. And then they just kept the Pitocin coming. And then they were like, okay, we're gonna have you do all these like weird like yoga moves. And I was like, I've been doing yoga, so I got this. Well, the yoga moves freaking hurt, and they like make me do like the weirdest like I don't even know, like I have to demonstrate it. They like make me like do this, like weird, just weird stuff. Maybe I shouldn't demonstrate. So like they'd be like, okay, like put your left leg above your head and your right leg under your sternum. I don't know. It was really weird. And so I did it, and I remember I did this one move, and all of a sudden my baby, Ace, literally turned in my stomach, and it was like she was activated to go into labor. And all of a sudden, like, boom, she turned. I felt it in my stomach, and then it was like the worst pain just coming at me, and I was like overwhelmed with pain. Yeah, it was so bad. And I just like started crying, panicking. I was like, okay, I've never felt like this is it. This is labor. I'm here, I'm in it. And I think I went from like a 3 or 4 to like a 7, like that. And because of the Pitocin or whatever, my contractions were literally back to back. Like I'd have like less than 2 minutes to like breathe without pain, and then the pain would come, and like I was like, give me that medicine. And so they'd give me the pain medicine. Did not, like, I felt like I was on drugs, but did not help the pain 1%. So my mom, you know, we're all literally, it said on the board, pain-free delivery and healthy baby. That was our goals. And because I do not like pain, and my mom didn't want to see me in pain, so my mom was like, okay, can we get the epidural now? And we were just constantly like, epidural, epidural, epidural. And I wish I could have been like, oh, I'm gonna do all natural, but like that's not who I am. I'm not gonna do that with my next baby, because it literally hurts so bad, and I'm just not that girl. So what's it called? The anesthesia guy, he comes in, and I'm like, hello. But I'm in such pain that like, I was so happy to see him. It was like, I was like, I don't care what you're gonna do to me. Literally, you can chop my arm off and I will be so happy, as long as it like makes me not feel this pain anymore. So he takes this big old needle out, and I'm like, just trying to stay still, because you're supposed to stay still. And I see these movies where like people freaking go deaf because of their epidural. Like, I saw all the horror stories, so I'm like trying to be still as a rock, but it hurt so bad, the contractions. So I'm like staying still for a second. He puts it in and takes it out, and I think I had one more bad contraction, and then all of a sudden I just went numb, and I was like, ah! It was amazing. It was literally like I felt nothing. And I was just so happy, but like I was still like kind of high from the pain meds. So I was like this is the life. Like, I feel nothing. I'm literally like, I can't move anything. My sister would like come up to me and pinch me so hard, and I'd just be like, I don't feel it. She'd be like, do you feel this? I'm like, no, I feel nothing. And it was just so joyous. So then it was time to push, and I was so excited because I was ready to meet my baby. And so, you know, the doctor wasn't there, and so the nurses were like, okay, we're gonna start pushing. And I was like, wait, don't we need the doctor here? And she was like, no, sometimes it takes a while. So I was like, okay. And we just start pushing, and I think I pushed, I don't really know, it felt like 10 minutes, but it might have been longer. And you know, you gotta get in the weird position, and you gotta freaking push. And the one thing I remember like really vividly was how thirsty I was. Like, I don't know if it was because I was exerting all my energy, but I was so thirsty. So my mom would be like feeding me water, and Denver would be beside me, like just trying to be there. Like, you know, men are just, they're like, oh, I gotta be so sweet to her, because if he hadn't been sweet to me, I probably would have. So he was being pretty sweet, and we were just doing that thing, you know. And so I'm pushing, whatever, and I was like, you know what, I want to see this. So they give me a mirror, and I definitely recommend that. That sounds really weird, but it was so cool. So if you are about to go into labor soon, I definitely recommend watching, because it really helps you, and it helps you like visualize like what you're doing right, so you can do it faster. And it's cool to watch. Could also be very disturbing. I know Denver was right beside me, and he did not want to look in the mirror because it was really disturbing. So I remember them being like, okay, she's coming, like keep pushing, and I was like, I've got this. And so pushing, whatever, and my very last push before she came out, you know, me and Denver are close, like we're so excited, it's such a happy moment, and I'm like, I'm gonna throw up. And he's like, okay, like what do I do? And she's about to come out, and the doctor's so focused on her that she's like, it's fine. And Denver's sitting beside me, and he's like, so does she just throw up? And I was like, no, I'm really about to throw up. And the doctor is just kind of ignoring me, because obviously there's a baby coming out down there. And she's just like, it's fine. And so Denver's right here, my mom's over here, and I turn because I think Denver has like a bag, and I just throw up all over Denver. And not kidding, as I'm throwing up, my daughter's coming out. And Denver is so focused on the fact that he just got thrown up on that he missed our daughter coming out. We did this for hours, and he missed it because he was thrown up on. So Denver, I'm so sorry, but you know, it's life. And that kind of represents poor Denver. Oh, that's funny. So after that, you know, they clean her off, and I remember, this sounds kind of bad, but I just want moms who are about to go through labor to know that this is okay. I was so overwhelmed that, you know, they always talk about that right when your baby comes out, it's like the craziest love on the planet, which is true. You will never ever experience that kind of love ever. But when they first come out, you may feel that instantly, but I was so overwhelmed with everyone who came in the room, all the stuff that was going on. I just wanted my baby to be breathing. I wanted her to be alive. I wanted her to be okay. I didn't want certain people to, you know, touch her. It was just like, I was just so anxious and overwhelmed that I didn't even have time to like process, like, oh my gosh, I love this baby so much. So I remember thinking, this is what it's supposed to be like, because I was so overwhelmed and like horrified that something was going to happen to her. I was so worried. And I just want you guys to know, if you feel that way, just take a step back during your labor and just be like, okay, this is okay. She's going to be okay. Just, you know, pray about it. And like, if you need to send people out of the room, if you need to have your alone time, that I definitely recommend that, because that alone time is where you really get to bond with your baby and like be present and like realize, oh my gosh, like this is like the definition of true love. But at first I was like, this is what they're talking about, because I'm stressed. I'm really stressed, and this is not a good time because I was so worried about her and I was mean. So that's really all I have. I love her so much now. Not that I didn't love her when she first popped out the hatch, but I was just so overwhelmed that it was hard to like really like be like, wow, like this is. And like I remember after everybody left, me and her were just like laying there, and I was looking at her and I was like, this is crazy. But it was like my fear and my anxiety and my stress of like her being able to breathe, or her like being okay, like that was my main focus in my brain. And it didn't like till like I think a day went by, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I love her more than I've ever loved anything on this whole planet. Like it's such a miracle when you have a baby, and like seeing like a child come into this world, that's like, it's just amazing. And so like now I can really understand like God's love, and like, because you don't know love until you have your own baby, like it's a whole different kind of like feeling, and I can't even express it until you have it for yourself. But it's also a whole lot of responsibility, so I think the responsibility part is what like freaked me out at first, and like I was just so like scared because I was responsible for her life, her well-being. Like it was just this huge weight on me instantly to protect her. And so that kind of like, make sure like when you go through labor and delivery that you kind of like expect that, and then once that comes, just try and like process that and get through that, but like just try and love on your baby and just like connect to your baby and realize that it's going to be okay and God has you in his hands. So I'll definitely take these notes next time I have a baby. But I just wanted to share this story, not only for you guys, but for me. And so thank you guys so much for watching this. I'm gonna be trying to post more consistently. I try to do every other day, but it's hard. And I'm gonna try and not skip more than one day at a time. But thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all so, so much. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, comment below. Like this video. I love you all so much. Bye, guys. Oh, without further ado, I can't roll out, but I'll roll right here. Rolling out. That's a roll. That's the best roll you're gonna get. Oh.